What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the debut album by American rapper Lil Baby. This product is called Harder Than Ever, and it came out in the spring of 2018. So the fair about this product here is within the factoid behind it, Lil Baby had come up pretty quickly in the mixtape type scene throughout 2017. Now, particularly, I don't think he dropped any projects in 2016 as far as was first going to happen, but definitely within the quickness fashion of it. He dropped a quick series of mixtapes throughout 2017 and then built the buzz for this particular album, which came out pretty early in 2018 as far as was first going to happen. Now, within the fair behind it, I've reviewed at least 3 of these mixtapes that Lil Baby dropped in 2017. He was definitely like the new Jack in terms of those particular scenes within the excellence of it, kind of like how Jeezy was in 2005 and Jeezy was in 2005 and Meek Mill was in 2012, 2011. Some of those type pitches within the fairs, just pitches like that. I'd had to say some of those type products, but in my opinion, this album definitely lives up to the hype as far as this first album. I remember when the particular buzz about this album came out, I purchased these singles for a good while, but I think I'm definitely going to go ahead and purchase the rest of the album within these pitches because it is a definite classic within those ordeals. Recommend all 17 of the songs. There are songs on here. Recommend all 17 of the songs off this album. So it's an easy enough pitch within these formats. Now, particularly, this tries some new stuff within the pitch. It's not quite as swamped and morose as like some of the ones like the DJ Drama mixtape that like Perfect Timing and Harder Than Hard, the DJ Drama mixtape from 2017, and then then like his debut mixtape Perfect Timing, and then Harder Than Hard, the DJ Drama Gangsta Girls tape that dropped in the summer of 2017. Some of those type pitches, and then To the Hard Way with Marlo as far as his pitch game. But excellent type ordeal. It's too bad that Marlo isn't on this product. Would have been a good snag to have gotten that as far as these fairs going to have. But basically, this is pretty packed to gills. It has a certain kind of outburst. This is a very busy type project. Lil Baby definitely had his hands full with the set. Lil Baby definitely had his hands full with the immediate come up that he particularly had within those aspects. So it's kind of the time you get a good rogues gallery, an excellent cast of excellent kind of 2010s trap folks on here. Drake is on here within a snappy type sense. Drake has a pretty good snag on here. Moneybag Yo's on here. Gunna's on here a couple of times. Young Thug is on here. Offset from Migos is on here. Lil Uzi Vert, folks like that. Hood Rich Pablo Juan is on here. Starlito. So some pitches like that. Has some good producers on here. Southside's on here a couple times. Wheezy, unfortunately, who dropped like the single Yes Indeed, is only on here once, but it would have been some excellent type pitches. See what else they could have done. They might have been more expensive producer pitches like that, but Quavo, it's either Quay Global or Key Global as far as this pitch can happen, but within the pitch, he's on here in particular as far as this first can have take Keith, some of these type folks in Turbo. So it's with an excellent aspect, pretty excellently produced type project. Now, like I was saying, it does have some remnants of like 2010s trap within like the mixtape type format that Lil Baby came up on in 2017, some of those type pitches, but it's really not as full bound morose. It kind of has the product that is like the move ons as far as those first can happen, but just adapting to like the particular adapting to like the hands that are dealt, whether it's poor or otherwise within some type pitches, but definitely has the fashion getting to some grits. Now within the particular type fare, minus a couple songs like South Side is pretty peppy, the lead single, and then Yes Indeed definitely has some of that venue slime as far as this pitch kind of, but within the pitch, this is not as full bound kind of venue centric within the aspect. Like Lil Baby does smoke enough times on this product, but it's not one of the central themes. So it's just kind of interesting getting some trap type music that has other things in mind apart from this the typical type fashion, just babes and blunts as far as this pitch game. It has some now you can throw Bentleys in there within some of type products of extra type fare, but it's more within the aspect of just having some stunt type noise and just appreciating the outgoingness within the product, like some flash and pizzazz as far as those pitch games. So it does have the particular Bentley side of like some of those beats as far as those pitch games, but it's just within pitch as far as saying. I did notice that it had some extra moments on here that kind of felt within remnants of like alternative rock kind of 90s type fashions, like some dredge and pitches like that, and some extra type pairs for like this normal type fat, for like some spare type time that don't typically always show up on like trap type albums around this time. So it's just good type pitch, but I look after it. So there were just a brief 2 singles off this album as far as these fairs gonna happen, but it's excellent type pitches. Like I said, I recommend every song off here. So basically the lead single, which did less damage than Yes Indeed. Yes Indeed was, of course, the capital type one because it snagged Drake in like his Scorpion era prime as far as his pitch can happen. He was red hot dynamite back in 2018, but basically Southside's lead single is like a buzzing and prompt kind of neighborhood outstep, I'd say, within the pitches behind it here. Just some trap Walmart kind of pickups, I'd say, within the pitch behind it is good for some errands. So just kind of pitch as far as saying this the particular product, this more Atlanta type sound within the pitch of disc, getting like the red cups, getting some Bacardi, some of those type pitches within format, getting like some hard drinks, some of those particular type formats, and just getting towards the buzziness and just the aspect of like some good excitement. So just some excellent kind of buzz type appeal to just get things in motion within the product, to just doing that within the 2010s trap type. Since this is another type product, as Lil Baby was kind of a part of like the newer school, folks kind of amidst like the after product as like Instagram and mid 2010s trap started to manifest more within those pitches. So it's definitely within probably getting some excellent excitement within some of these type tones. So this kind of pitch now pretty much more or less like the second wave compared to folks like Meek Mill, Yo Gotti, Future, some of those type folks in the aspects, and Chief Keef, some of those type folks. Not to say that Lil Baby doesn't have as much experience, but just some pitches. Just saying the next round of like mid 2010s trap that had some good excellence within those first far as getting towards the product of it. So just good type, definite nice buzzer south side as far as this pitch album. Now really, more or less the anchor of this album is Yes Indeed, but it's just within the format as far as saying the south side. It's not a bad song whatsoever. It's real excellent within the appeal. Just get some crunk kind of going with the pitches like that. Like I said, the trap Walmart song's excellent within those pitches. I'm gonna check and see the chart appeal of that particular song. It's a top 80 song on the Billboard 100, so it's kind of within the ordeal, but still it's pretty excellent type fare. Now, Yes Indeed was a top 6 single on the Billboard 100 excellent type pitch. Like I said, this snagged primary Drake, produced by Wheezy. So it's like a sly and butter smooth kind of trap rumbler to kind of get with the aspects of it here. Just some night venue snaz. I definitely would say just trendy kind of new era bop as far as these first apps. So this one is as slick as a particular fair as it would seem within these aspects. Not to say like that, like he doesn't have other slick ones, but it's just an immediate type one to go for within these buzzing type ones. This is one of the initial type songs I found Lil Baby through as far as those first apps. It's excellent type pitch. Drake and Lil Baby really tear this song apart. Just oozes kind of drip and things like that within the aspect, like the new era term for swag and so on type aspects and charisma and charm within those aspects for the tones kind of. So definitely hella drip about this particular song. Excellent type fair within the pitch as far as getting towards it. It's real sleek type one. Just excellent type fair. Just real like the slidiness factor and the butter smoothness about this song as far as this pitch kind of happens. So good type ordeal. Yeah, just being able to say recommend every song off here. So just looking after it here within the product of it. Particularly throwing shade with Gun is a nice one. This is like a typical kind of new era trap, I'd say, within the pitch behind it is some vehicle noise and glitz. I'd say about the tone as far as these pitches kind of have just some red hot kind of floss type tunes, pitches like that. Good song to munch to with some good some goods and treats in mind as far as those pitch counts. So this excellent within the pitch as far as saying this is a particular product like Tibble type fair. You've heard plenty of these type songs with like the glittery typeness, Travis Scott, Nav, folks like that. Definitely folks like Travis Scott, Yo Gotti, Nav, some of these type folks that just have that particular vehicle type pizzazz, just with the aspects of like the blitzed out type vehicles, pitches like that, just some good stunt and floss type music, excellent type ordeal. First class is a quality ones, like an Instagram and polish kind of day motions, kind of get within the product over here. An Instagram and polish kind of day motions, kind of get within the product of it here. Just definitely for BZ's pitches like that, or easy enough kind of some diva fair pitches like that. Just some good enjoyment and task, just the enjoyment and task of it as far as this first gonna happen, just with bells in mind, just for like a course of the day or further as far as this pitch gonna happen. Excellent within the pitch, just kind of some domain routine as far as this first gonna happen. So just to miss the pitch, just kind of securing the bag with them as far as this first gonna happen. The excellence type product, just spending a day with just the lesson work mode, kind of more busy centric for the day or a few days within those pitches, just like a relative kind of neighborhood kind of vacay with just a good spicy bell in mind within those pitches as far as those first gonna happen. Just real curly type chick as far as the Frizz comes. Excellent within those pitches. Life Goes On is a quality ones, like a day shift traffic and extra thought to kind of get within the aspects of it here. I would definitely say this song would be about some sort of pot run pitch like that within the legality of it. Just some of those type fairs, just relative pep and drive as far as those Frizz comes. So just within pitch. This is some of those type ones where I was talking about with like the extra thought within some of those type fairs. So just further type products to something that's not as full bound kind of BZ or venue or something like that, or smoke type noise pitch like that, but just kind of just getting some things done. Not so much like a full bound kind of hustle song, but just kind of a miss the pitch. You just gotta get in motion, get the product, just wrapping up some errands, or just kind of busybody within the pitch as far as what's first gonna happen. It's kind of some pep as far as what's first comes. So just on the pitch. Boss Bitch with Hood Rich Pablo Juan is a nice one, as well as like a factory kind of strip club kind of night shift noise kind of get here. This reminds of Future's kind of wind up songs within some of those type pitches, anything like Same Damn Time and some of those type ones that he would do. Jumpman and some of those type ones within those pitches, and Jersey, some of those type products within it. Definitely excellent within those ordeals. It's just a red hot type one. I was very surprised that Lil Baby didn't have more songs like this on here. It's kind of the fair, like I was saying, this is not as full bound kind of vicious turn up, not really amidst like full bound kind of the strip club either within these commotions behind it. I mean, it definitely has some varieties about it, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying it kind of has more here and there. The return to like 2017 Lil Baby from the mixtape days and the more trap type fashions, thinking he was going to be like Future, having this turn up after turn up is kind of within the pitch as far as saying There's some moments on here, but it is a pretty balanced type meal within these aspects as far as these tones that happen. Transporter, produced by DJ Durrell, who's Amigos producer, is pretty excellent within these pitches. Offsets on here as well within these fares, like a ghoulish kind of day pep to kind of get within the products of it here, just getting some things done, I'd say, within the pitch, just to miss like the hauntiness, I'd say, within those fares, just kind of some moves. So it's just in a gas type one, just kind of a leery type aspect within the tone, but just more miss the product still being in commotion. So this kind of more night shift, graveyard shift type run within the product is something like Life Goes On, same sort of Pharaoh, just getting the bustle kind of going and being productive, but with an aspect just a little bit more haunting, a little bit more Dracula and ghostly like type fit towards it as far as this pitch can happen. Bank is a quality one within these pitches as well as like a woozy and slink kind of day for all it's gonna have within the aspects. Just a nice trendy kind of 2010s trap tear up within the aspects for us. This one's gonna happen. Just definitely some venue sludge. So just really having to head trip some of these type moments just to miss like the sludginess factor as far as this risk can happen. So just to miss the excellent type fare, just a good type product like 2010s trap within the aspect, like some slump type nest, real slog type feelings that work within those pitches as far as this risk can happen. So excellent type ordeal. Fit In is a quality one as well as like a vintage kind of mixtape style little baby, I'd say, within the aspects of it here. Just some morose kind of Dracula like within the aspect, just definitely some good contemplate, just some dark ink as far as this first have. So when I say dark ink, just the project, just thoughts on your mind, just kind of a ruminate. It's like an album type version of stuff that Lil Baby was doing in 2017. It's excellent type pitch to get back to this, but there's not a ton of these moments as far as these first have within these products. So just good type ordeal, but it's just the products as far as saying. I don't know if I talked about intro, but I'll get to this one within these pitches. So accent type fair here. Intro's like a leery and a gas kind of backyard noise, kind of get within the products of it. Just nice gloom and initial kind of social. So I'd say within the product, just typical type fashion. So something kind of feels mixtape centric, but just within the product, just like some of that particular product, just like some good dap and things like that within the products. As far as this first I'm just good for some sparks to get and some smokage going, or just the relative spark of like convos, pitches like that. Some good kickoff and chatter as far as this first game. So just within the product now, within the pitch, there's not a ton of these neighborhood type ones for the most part. It's kind of more venue when it does come down to the socialized, but it's just a good product to have like a relative few and a house party socialized type mingles within those products. Uh, Leaked is a quality one as well within these aspects, like a good rock star like pop trap grab to kind of get within the tone as far as these pitch kind of go. Just some day surfing like a glaze sense, I'd have to say here. Just good song chunk up the deuce pitches like that. Just kind of the ordeal. Miss like the fair. This is one of those type ones that feels like alt rock in a fashion as far as those tones gonna happen. Dismiss the pitch of just more type fairs. Now Leak kind of particularly came out a couple years before Rockstar by Lil Baby and Roddy Ricch as far as those fairs gonna happen, but definitely within pitch like some of that Snapchat and Spotify. So in that particular Snapchat and TikTok type vibes, that feels like something that probably should have like a bunch of TikTok tunes to it and within those pitches, but this came out a little bit before that was like a full bound kind of thing within those pairs, but definitely a good pop trap kind of one, just to kind of glide in pitches like that as far as those pairs kind of go. So excellent within those pitches, just some day surfing like I was saying. Another one similar to that would be right now within these pitches, like a glaze kind of 4 o'clock p.m. trap. I'd say within the aspects of it here, it just reminds like an alt rock kind of in like a 2010s trap sense as far as these fairs going to happen. It's good for some Mickey D's and kind of to map out things as far as these fairs going to go. Just kind of missed the pitch as far as saying. And right now has Young Thug on here, which is a good snag as far as these fairs going to happen, but definitely a good song to map out, just figure out the contemplate within those fairs. Just particularly within the fashion, just some day shift kind of grooves goes pretty well with like songs like Life Goes On and like Life Goes On and Leaks, some of these type ones within pitch for these first games. So just excellent within the product, just like some day shift type fare within those aspects, and just kind of some extra type fare, just like day surfing. This product, so just like standard air and run zones that pitch. There was another air and run on here within those pitches as far as those first games. I forget which one it was, but Southside is kind of like that with just a little bit more pep. But just in terms of like 4 o'clock p.m. kind of flip mode kind of dredge kind of the aspect. But Spaz is a quality one as well. Spaz is a quality one as well as like a raving and excited. Spaz is an excellent type one on here as well as like a raving and excited kind of evening energy kind of get within these aspects. This goes with Southside pretty well. Pretty good pitch for that as far as these fairs going to happen. Just more work flip mode as far as these fairs going to go. So within the pitch, definitely within the fair as far as talking about just the fair as far as just like got done with things, kind of the aspect in like a trap touch sense, same sort of product. When I said trap Walmart was kind of a tune about Southside as far as those fairs going to happen. This is more just like 435, this the embrace of some of that type fair, just blue collar, just hustlers makeshift type fashions, just got done with things, but just kind of the excitement for like, all right, it's time to get crunk a little bit, get the shit towards getting turned up within some type aspects for those tones going to happen. Just missed the pitch, kind of a bridge type song to get towards the rowdy type factor. So it's this excellent type pitch. There's not a ton of these moments on here within the full bound fashion, but it's just a good, nice one for revving up and sparking up some of that excitement. Great song to initially kind of while out to pitches like that. Exotic is an excellent one as well as like a glittery and dazzling kind of wicked shit turn up to kind of get within the aspects of it here. Just get burnt as hell, I'd say, within these tones as far as like hell smokers in your system. Just kind of some homies jazz within those fairs. So for the most part, this album kind of, it's not like this isn't a social type album. It's kind of the pitch in terms of like the product. Even the songs that have like other type folks on here, it's kind of the pitch. It's just is kind of the fair. It feels like more within the motions. Like it's not as much. There's some good type products like smoke type fashions, but it just feels more amidst like the caliber of just kind of having the bustle of it more so than just slumped in on like a couch near some house party pitches like that amidst those tones. It does have like the occasional venue type noise, but just kind of this is kind of productive smoking as far as this first game. Now within pitches, that's kind of how Mac Dre is. There's some folks that are kind of productive smokers within those pitches. Trying to think of a few other type ones. Gunna's kind of like that. Paul Wall is kind of like that. Chameleonaire in certain senses is kind of like that. But it's just kind of pitches for us saying you just had the motions for just wanting to kind of be out and within the rounds. But it does take homies along with, like I said, some of these songs I didn't like. I haven't designated every single one, but Moneybag Yo is on here. Gunna's on here a couple of times. He's on Life Goes On, which is a day shift type one. Lil Uzi Vert's on there as well. Young Thug is on another day shift type one, and right now some of his type pitches, and Gunna's on like a vehicle stunt type song with throwing shades, so it's good type pitch, and Offset's on like the gas and ghostly type motion type song with transports. It's just the pitch. But look after here as far as those fairs gonna happen. Trying to think of other songs I haven't talked about on here. I think that about takes care of it, minus maybe Never Needed No Help. Now, Never Needed No Help is like a jarred and glared kind of overcast day motion, kind of get within the product of it here. Just brewing, just kind of with an aspect, something like that. Just kind of some ruminate, some of those type fairs. Just good song, grab some Wendy's, some of those type pitches, and think too as far as those fairs going to happen. Yeah, it's kind of a glare type one. That's good for overcast day type motions. Just more clouded within the aspects for those tones. Kind of just a good kind of. There's also some 2017 little baby type style within pitch for those kind of very similar to Fit In. Some type ones not quite as full blown morose as that particular song within pitch like that. Relative variety, just kind of a clouded type one with an aspect. Just grabbing some Wendy's, just some extra thoughts for those kind of just on the go. It's kind of some drive through contemplate pitch like that. It's kind of missed the goes of it. Pitches like that. Cash is a quality one as well. This is an out in the evening wind kind of relative push, I'd say, about it here within the aspects. This is woozy but lively, I'd say, within the aspects as far as those tones kind of. It's probably stoned to have some aspects in your system. Definitely a good one to smoke some within these pitches, but grand song to socialize. It's kind of within the product to get towards the moments of like having some crowds nearby, pitch like that, getting like the standard dap and just like the commotions, like the product of this extra type fair within like some of these type places. It's like the shindigs and aspects like that within the tones, like the initial kind of moments of some downtown kind of noise or some scene stepping within those pitches, just the product day evenings, just loud pack kind of commotion, sports bar type noise going to some places, grabbing some nachos and wings pitches like that. It's within an ordeal. So it's kind of the product of like, it's not just some good fraternize that's en route as far as those it's a product and good fraternize that's en route as far as those fairs kind of apps. So excellent within the pitch. Then I'd say there's one other song I haven't talked about on here within these pitches, which is I'm Straight. It's a nice one. I'm Straight is like a dark and bubbling kind of air and commerce kind of get within these tones here, just contemplative, kind of mixtape baby, I'd say within the aspects. This is contemplative kind of mixtape baby, I'd say within the aspects of it here, just a real haunting type song with the song is just a real haunting type song within these aspects. So just within the tone, this is the excellent product like some mixtape surfing within the aspect of Lamar album type fare. This is produced by it's produced by Quay Global or Key Global as far as these pitch can have. So excellent within those tones. It's good further type products. So there are some moments for that on here. This definitely nails the contemplate within the aspect of this further dark kind of surf. This further nails aspects of like some further dark kind of surfing type moments within these pitches. It's kind of out and about with some smoke in your system and fairs like that. It's kind of typical kind of morose little baby as far as this first game. So 10 out of 10 album within these pitches. Social Scar, I'm going to go ahead and give pretty much like a 10 out of 10 as well. This has the pitch as far as having these particular moments just within fashion. It's a bulky album, which is excellent type of ordeals because it nails these fashions. Just all 17 of these songs hit pretty heavily within these aspects. Now, within the sense, for folks less fans of 2010s trap pitch like that, the variety behind it is just the aspects as far as saying there's some moments on here to go for within like an immediate touch sense. Just these ordeals as far as talking about like definitely some songs like Yes Indeed and definitely some songs like Yes Indeed and Leak. There's some nice ones for like some further type aspects of like some starting points. South Side's a pretty buzzing type one within these ordeals. So it's just some pitches as far as saying now this is kind of the ordeal that it does have the venue rumblers on here. It's just not in its full bound display. It's kind of the motion, just having your pals along for the ride. This is a social type album within the pitch, but this kind of has the aspects of just being productive and kind of wired enough to kind of get lace. It's not so much hustle full bound as much as stacking money up. It's just completing tasks that are necessary within the map out as far as doing it. So it's just kind of productiveness not so much the grit and the grime of like needing to get the money stacked up, but just kind of more the mentality of once you are facilitated, it's kind of product like the motions that you're going to make upon further type noise of just having the enjoyment. So kind of balances work and play within those aspects. There's some Benny songs on here, but it's not as full bound much. Get shit faced and throwing money every single night of the rounds, pitches like that, but does have plenty of smoke type fashions. You're going to be smoking plenty of times on here as a socialized within fashion, but it's just more kind of bring your pals along for like the air and runs more so than the pitches like other type fairs. So it's just the pitch as far as saying like some BZ juggling along the way, pitch like that, some of those particular type fairs, and then pitch behind it. But good type product within these aspects, pretty gas. It does keep the hauntiness, which is excellent type fairs. So it's just like Little Baby's mixtapes, just in a more just traverse and commotion type products, excellent type ordeal. So 10 socials. So in terms of the future, like Lil Baby dropped an album in early 2025. I'm going to start getting into some more of these Lil Baby type products, including the mixtape. So it's excellent type fair within this. It's an easy classic out of 2018, late 2010s, 2010s in general for trap music. This overall banger.